Yeah, what's going on, hey guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over a concept that you guys should be using in Madden 23 if you guys want to become better players. This is how a lot of the pro players are becoming better at Madden, and it's simply because the game has changed. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys are liking the video, subscribing if you are new, and commenting anything down below if you guys are struggling in any way. Now, today we're not going to be going over anything specific. We're just going to be talking about a specific thing that a lot of people should start doing if you want to become better at Madden 23 and Madden in general, by the way. Now, typically, whenever there's some tournament, whatever the case may be, there are certain things that we notice and we see that kind of changes like the landscape of how Madden is played in general. And this last tournament was no different. This last tournament, we had Dez, the youngest champion ever, come out in a bunch of different formations and dominate in every single one that he was in. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, there's a playbook in Madden, the Detroit Lions playbook, that has not one, not two, but three of the main formations in the game that you guys can utilize and be very, very strong in. And you can audible into pretty much every single one of them, from bunch to bunch tight end to bunch to gun tight. Some people like to run, this empty tray stack because it has the stack formation on the side. And you can audible from every single one of these formations into the other, except for the stack, because obviously it's got four wide receivers while the other ones have three wide receivers. But it's no different. Now, the reason why this is such an important thing is because if you're coming out on offense or defense or whatever the case may be, and you're coming out, let's say your main offense is trips tight end. So let's just come out and curl flat, one of the best plays in trips tight end. And then you see your opponent adjust to it, right? So he starts moving his guys, he starts adjusting, he starts taking his guys and moving them over. Nothing is more disheartening to a guy who is a very good adjuster on defense than doing something like this. Going from this to completely flipping the entire play on him and forcing all of his adjustments automatically to sit there and have to reflect on that. This is one of the main tips that I feel like a lot of people should start doing and start utilizing, because it's something that will help improve your game. It's no longer just good to just only have one offense pretty much and have that be your main thing for the entire game. Now, because of how the game has evolved, we have to now perfect more than one offense pretty much for the entire year. So now, instead of just being good at trips tight end, we have to sit there and have a good gun tight. So now we're audibling into gun tight and making sure that our adjustments are quick. And then as soon as that guy is set, we're able to hike. And what this does, it allows you, never mind, because Matthew Stafford's release is horrible, but it allows you to sit there and confuse your opponent as much as possible. So again, if you're sitting there, you're coming out and you're audibling the gun bunch and you're audible into a running play that's on the opposite end, that player is not going to have the right personnel to sit there and stop you. Not even the right personnel, but more so the right setup on defense to actually stop you. We're sitting here and we're running one formation for the most part, and a lot of these people are being stopped because they have no secondary thing to go to. Now, I'm not saying hop into 40 different formations. I'm saying simply perfect at least more than one offense. It will only make your game 10 times better, and you have to make sure that these offenses are almost opposite in the way that they run. So in this situation, again, this is the best, in my opinion, this is one of the best situations to go by. You go from trips tight end and you audible over to something like gun bunch. Why? Because not only does it take your running back and flip him, but it takes the receivers and flips them to the opposite side as well without actually flipping the play. So the way you do this and the way you utilize this the best, and I'm just going to call timeout, and I'm thinking about making a video going over the best plays in each meta formation. So this is going to be pretty much a teaser. So for trips tight end, we're going to sit there and have our audible set. So let's go double and sail. I always like to have a run play here, verticals, and then the best play in trips tight end, we're just going to put curl flat here. So now we have very, very good plays and very, very good route concepts out of this. And then we're gonna go to bunch tight, to regular bunch or tight. I feel like this is the best. This is the best concept to flip between, from trips tight end to either tight, or from trips tight end to bunch, or vice versa. And then after that, let's go ahead and change these on bunch. And I'm gonna go ahead and put I'm gonna go ahead and put Z spot. Verticals is already one of the best plays in the game, and I don't know if there's a good one in here. Let's see. Either mesh, or we're either gonna put mesh, or we're gonna put mesh post. I'm gonna put mesh post just in case you guys might not have one of those hot route masters or a bunch of slot apprentices on the field. So again, we're gonna come out in our main play. So let's just come out in PA shot post, right? And then the defense is gonna come out in whatever they come out. Let's just come out in nickel normal or Storm Brave. And then they're gonna sit there and have their adjustments set up. And as you can see, we already immediately know that this is man coverage. And then as soon as we do that, we can sit there and confuse whatever it is that this guy is running. Because right now, as soon as you do this, they're gonna take these guys, if they're not always blitzing, and they're gonna put them in zones that is supposed to reflect what the defense is in. So let's just do something like this. So now they have a flat pattern here, and they have a deep blue zone here to hopefully potentially guard whatever it is that they're running, and their user is gonna be the one that's on the running back here. So now we're taking our entire offense and flipping it into something that we know is gonna beat man coverage, like Z spot. And it's going to be on the completely opposite side of the field. Now, if they chose to move anybody on the field, the safety here is now stuck here in whatever offense he's in, because now they have to take him and pretty much reassign him to whatever it is that they want him to play. Now, granted, some people are very fast at this, but again, the point of this is to be able to quick hike whoever it is that you are playing against and pretty much run something that's going to beat man coverage. So now R1 should have broken open, but he ends up getting bumped, and there is no pass interference called in this game. But it's pretty much one of the main things that a lot of pro players and competitive players are getting into now. They're getting into the flipping of the play into a different formation. Now, previous years it was all right. Let me come out in bunch. Previous years we'd come out in bunch, and then we'd make a couple adjustments. So we got Powell on that. We got O on a streak. And then as soon as you get comfortable on whatever it is offense, we'd flip it. But this year it's different because of the way that the game works. They don't keep your audibles and your hot routes set as soon as you flip. Now you have to redo everything. And that's why it's so important to be able to have a formation that you can flip into that is pretty much on the opposite end of the same play that you guys are calling. So a lot of the times, if somebody is calling a certain play, they'll base it off of the hash mark that they are calling. And I know that this is I'm talking a lot and this is a very lengthy video, but in this situation, you typically never want trips on the short side of the field. So we'll only call trips if we're on this left side, on the right side here, if we want trips to be on the left side, right? So what happens in this case is we'd prefer our other formation to be on the short side. As weird as it sounds, bunch this year is actually better on the short side because of the way because of the way that you can manipulate zones in this year's game. So again, if we sat there and ran our Z spot, now we don't have to motion this guy all the way out to bring back any deep blue. I know this is a lot, but obviously I'm just going over an easy, simple concept that I think more people should utilize. So again, we're sitting there putting this guy. We don't have to put this guy we don't have to motion this guy out to make this play as effective as it possibly could anymore. So if you guys are running like bunch trail, it's the same exact concept. And then we come out and we hit our corner for a nice little dot. It's just it's that easy sometimes, but we're forcing our opponent to be uncomfortable in whatever defense they are in. And you could do this with multiple different formations. If you guys want to do something like this and come out in, let me see what other kind of formations this offense has. But say you guys want to abuse the two tight end system. You end up substituting a tight end in one of the wide receiver spots, and then let's say we just call verticals, and again they're calling whatever defense that they want to call, but they're sitting there and they're setting up for for the pass, right? So they're sitting there trying to make sure that you have 0 options to pass, and they're sending only 2 people or 1 person. Let's just blitz the user as well. And then you sit there, and now your audibles completely have changed to anything that has a 2 tight end set in it, which allows you to confuse the defense even more. This is something that I feel like everybody should utilize when they're playing Madden, is the ability to completely shift their offense into something else. We have to get comfortable with perfecting more than one offense, because that is going to be pretty much the meta. And now, as you can see, we get the pancakes there because they sent nobody, and now we're making them as uncomfortable as possible by showing the threat of the run. Now this is only going to make your offense better. This is only going to make you better. The more offenses that you choose to perfect, and when I say perfect, I mean like, you know, every read out of these offenses. I say that everybody should have at least 2 nowadays, because now it's not the same just coming out in gun bunch and just literally running the one meta formation every single play. We have to learn how to adjust, not only on defense, but on offense as well. My name is Tony Montana. Hopefully this tip was helpful to you, simply because I know it's very frustrating when your one offense gets clamped, and I myself am somebody that as soon as my offense gets clamped, I start to struggle. I think everybody does. I'm a good freestyler, and I think that's what keeps me sane in Madden and being good, is being able to freestyle, but not everybody has that ability. So get your scheme down right, get a scheme, and then perfect it, and then add another scheme. Now, if you're smart enough to perfect more than 2 or 3, by all means, go ahead and do so. And if you guys want the playbook that I'm in right now, because it is one of the best playbooks in the game, it is the Detroit Lions playbook and it has gun doubles weak, which are all viable formations. But obviously you get into the middle of this playbook where you got trips tight end, you can audible into bunch tight end, you can audible into bunch, and you can audible into gun tight. One of the best playbooks in the game. This is the Detroit Lions playbook. Anyway, that is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys in the next video. Again, if you guys appreciate the video, like, subscribe if you are new, and comment anything that you guys are struggling with down below in the comment section, and I'll try my best to find something for everybody. My name is Tony Montana. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out.